Yo, what's going on, guys? How you doing? So I got another POV video coming today. This video is going to be not only just a POV, but also I'm going to do some talking about the reliability so far, and sort of the running costs of this car for me so far, just based off my experience. You know, I've only had the car for about 7 months, so I don't have like the full, you know, like I don't know what a full year is of owning this car, but I can tell you a few things just based off of what I've gone through so far. So we'll go over kind of that stuff today. It's not that much. I haven't done much with this car. I'll give you some, you know, relation to it with my 650, because my 650 I had before this is, you know, pretty much the same engine. It's just tuned a little bit different. This one's just obviously tuned and built for performance. I think it has some forged internals in it so that it, you know, can take more torque and stuff like that. Yeah, so I was finally smart enough to pay the right mind to shut off all my speed displays, because I don't know if you guys saw in my last video and the couple videos before that. Actually, my last video, I didn't really go that crazy. But in most of my videos in the past, the POV videos, I have to sit there and for hours and blur out all these different ways that it shows you guys the speed. So I shut off my heads-up display. I got the speed taken off from here on the bottom here. So now the only way you should be able to see it is that dial right there. So that'll save me a lot of time when I'm editing. But yeah, so just to start going over everything here, I'll start number one with gas. When it comes to gas, this car is pretty damn expensive. You got to imagine it's an 8-cylinder engine, so it's going to burn gas quickly. It takes 93, so you're not only burning quickly, but you're burning the most expensive gas that they have at the gas station quickly. You know, so you're filling up more often, you're filling up for more money. On top of that, gas prices are crazy right now, so I went from taking, you know, $50, $60 to fill a tank to $90 to $100 to fill a tank. But, you know, now that they've come down a little bit, I'm back down to where I can spend, you know, probably about $60, $70 to fill up my gas tank. So by the end of the year, it's a couple $1,000s, but, you know, it comes expected when you buy a V8, you know, a big performance V8. It's gonna eat gas. I mean, I've literally, in this car is the only car that I've ever had that I can have a full tank of gas and I can put it in Sport Plus mode and hold the gas down and go fast for like 30 seconds, and you can literally, and no exaggeration, you can see the gas gauge move very slightly, but you'll see it going down. It's nuts. So there's that, right? And then one thing that I've noticed, a lot of people, when it comes to buying cars like this, like a, you know, like a high-end car, most people say, oh, you don't buy those cars because the oil changes are too expensive and the maintenance is too expensive, and they're not wrong, right? So for brakes and for tires, it's that you're going to be correct. Like, for example, but not that correct. You know, if you're someone who does low pro tires or has, you know, aftermarket rims and is doing anything sporty like that, your tires are going to be expensive. So for example, on my old car, I used to have a Hyundai Genesis. I had a 2.0 2013 2.0 turbo with a rear wheel drive, whatever, right? And it had these cheap Continental tires on them, but they were still $360 a piece. Right now, for tires, that's kind of expensive. I know, like my mom's car, she's got a Mazda CX-5. She puts like $70 tires on that thing every once in a while. Excuse me, every once in a while, and you know, that's it. You throw them on there, it's no big deal. This car, to put the same tires on it that were on it when I got it, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could have cheaped out and went and bought, you know, $300 tires, Continentals for this car, but this car is not, it's not for that. It's a high performance car. It needs high performance parts, right? So I put expensive tires on it. The tires were $500 a piece. I ended up spending $1,000 on 2 rear tires. So if you're wondering about the running cost of the tires, you can figure a set of 4 is about $2 grand. So yeah, that's really it for tires. I mean, at the end of the day, it is about 2 G's for a set, but for the most part, you know, it's a rear-wheel drive car with a lot of powers going to the rear. You're going to be replacing the rear-wheel tires a lot more than you're going to be replacing the 2 fronts. Like, I just did my 2 rears because the one was getting a little too low, or not even a little too low. You guys saw in the video, it was pretty much ripped off. And then I replaced the 2 rears, and my 2 fronts are still pretty damn near brand new. So I haven't touched the two fronts yet. I'm leaving them how they are, just because they don't need to be replaced yet. And yeah, so for now, I've only had to do the two tires. It's only cost me about $1,000 so if you're curious on that, that's that. I got this Audi behind me, kind of getting cutty with me here. So moving on from tires onto oil changes. Now, the normal car, typically, like, you know, for example, once again, I'm going to use my Genesis as an example because it's the closest thing to like a regular car that I've ever owned, right? So a Genesis, it's for an oil change, it's about, I don't know, 40 to 60 bucks depending on what you're doing, right? So, and you do them every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. So I don't got a calculator in front of me right now, but I did at one point, and I did the math. And if you do the math, it kind of adds up to where, if you do the math for the amount of oil changes you would do in a year at 3,000 to 4,000 miles every year, at the end of the year, it adds up to like $360, $380, almost $400, right? So with that being said, an oil change for this car is about that amount. It's about $360, you know, $400 if you do it at BMW. I get it done for about $280 because I have a guy who does it. It's a place called M6 but yeah, you figure it's about $360, $380. Now, that sounds crazy. Why would one BMW oil change be the cost of an entire year of, you know, another car's oil changes? Well, the reason being is because if you go into the car's settings and you look, hold on, I gotta drive real quick. If you look in my vehicle and you go to vehicle settings, I'm hoping you guys can see this right now. Oh, well, where is it? Vehicle status, that's what I meant. So you go to vehicle status, you can look, and you can see my oil change. Oh, this Audi is driving like an idiot. So yeah, like I was saying, you can see engine oil level, service required, right? So I don't need a service until August of 2023. I should have kept going with that, guy, so I would have made that light. But whatever, it's just an Audi truck. So you can see my service is not until August of 2023. Now, I got my service, or in 6,000 miles, right? So when I first got that done, it was 12,000 miles. It gives you that one oil change that, you know, at the end of an entire year of oil changes in a regular car, you're spending about $360, you know, $380 to $400. You spend $360, $380, $400 for this oil change, but you only have to do it once a year. So it perfectly evens out, and it saves you trips to the mechanic, right? So it's synthetic oil, so it just lasts a long time. Now, one thing I will say is, I'm sure you guys have probably seen the memes or the TikToks or whatever about how BMWs are known for burning oil. Now, that is very true, obviously, because why would people say it if it wasn't? But for example, my 650, the car I had before this one, every, like, I'd say 3,000 to 4,000, maybe 5,000 miles, I would get an alert on my screen telling me that the engine oil level was low and that I needed to add 2 pints of oil to the engine. So of course I would always do that, and I had that car for about a year, right? I went and I bought this car in Vegas. I'm sure you guys have seen. If not, you should go check it out. I bought this car in Las Vegas, and I drove it all the way across the country back to New York. Because of that thing I'm used to, where every 5,000 miles somewhat, or 2,000 miles somewhat, I have to put 2 pints of oil in it. When I came back from Vegas, I purposely stopped at a BMW dealership and picked up 2 pints of oil just in case. And I ended up never having to put it in the car until about 3 months of ownership. I had that same notification pop up, but it only wanted 1 pint of oil. Now, those pints of oil, a pint of oil, if you guys know, for this car, it's like 40 bucks. So it's not that expensive, or I think it's like 20 bucks, and I get 2 of them. So it's 40 total for the 2, right? I go there and I gotta buy it every couple months, and it's really not that big of a deal. I don't know, people make it seem like it's much harder to own one of these cars than it really is. It's really not, but at the same time, that's all the experience I have about when it comes to like maintenance costs and stuff, because I haven't really done anything with the brakes yet. I know the brakes are really expensive. I know the rotors are really expensive. That's where it starts getting real expensive. I know a full set of rotors is close to 10 grand, I'm pretty sure. So I haven't had to do that yet, thankfully. But I'm sure one day it will come, and I'll be spending the money. But yeah, so when it comes to like reliability and running costs, that's really all I can tell you. I don't really know what else. I mean, if you guys wanted to know how much it cost me to put my wing on, it was like $200 to get it put on there. The wing itself, it was like $500, but you know, it's real carbon fiber, so you spend a little bit extra to get the legit stuff. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's really just the gas. The gas is expensive. You know, the car itself was expensive when I bought it. But yeah, man, that's it for reliability. I'm not going to end the video here, but I appreciate you guys checking it out. Oh my God, did I take my... Oh yeah, I took my wallet out of my pocket this time, so no technical difficulties coming around this turn today, thankfully. But I think we're going to be running into some traffic up here. My headset's kind of messing up a little bit. Yeah, we're slamming on the brakes. Yeah, so hopefully that gives you guys a pretty good idea of, you know, like the running costs of driving a car like this. But other than that, right now I'm actually having an issue. It doesn't really matter for the videos, just because when I'm doing the video, I'm not using the Bluetooth. But right now my issue with the Bluetooth is my phone will connect to the Bluetooth like as if it's going to do something, and if somebody calls me, I can answer it on the phone, like through the car phone, but it won't play music for some reason. I can't play music. And also my USB is not working as well. Even if I plug it in through the USB, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm gonna bring the car to BMW probably tomorrow and have them look at it and see if I can figure out what's wrong with it. Because when I'm not filming a POV video and I'm just driving, music is very important to me. But as you guys can probably see here, I'm just stuck in a traffic jam. So I kind of shut the camera off for a while. I just turned it back on to say that. It looks like we're speeding up a little bit. A couple seconds ago I was at a dead stop because there was an accident, but it's not looking too promising. Let's see if we can get anything out of this. We got one car, at least. Yeah, so I'll be doing the, another thing I wanted to update you guys on is, I talked about it in my other videos, and someone in my comments said I should do it, so that was enough for me to have the motivation to do it. I'm going to do that 100 subscribers. I know I'm a little bit late now, I'm at like 130 now, but I'm going to do the 100 subscriber special. The only problem is, so, I don't know if the guy who's watching that talked to me about my files in the last video. The other issue I'm having, which you can't really solve this issue, this is just me being an idiot. I should have bought a phone with more storage on it. The phone that I bought, I'm pretty much tapped out on the storage, so I don't really have the space on this phone, and I have a lot of memories and stuff that I don't want to delete, so I don't really have the space on this phone to film like a 40-minute video of a ride to the city, and then another 40 minutes in the city, and then another 40 minutes back, and then cut that all down, of course. But I don't have the space to film the not cut down videos. So what I think I might do is I have a camera, like a nice like a legitimate vlog camera that I spent like $800 on, and I haven't really used it that much. I only used it for the cross country vlog. But I'm going to, maybe I'll go to Best Buy and grab a battery for that camera. Oh look, this guy's trying to not let me go. That's really unfortunate for him. Maybe I could buy like a new camera for this battery, or a battery for this camera, or for my camera, and then maybe I can mount it on my head, kind of like how I got the phone mounted. But the thing is, I don't know if it's going to do that same zoom thing that the phone does. I don't know. I got to figure it out, but I will be doing it. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. See, I take these sports, or not the sports displays, I take the infotainment, what's it called? Heads-up display. I take the heads-up display down so that y'all can't see the speed in the video, so I don't have to go crazy editing it. But now I can't, like, I'm so used to looking at it on the heads-up display or down here on the bottom there that I like almost can't read the tachometer anymore. I mean, I know what it says, but I got to think about it for a second, you know? He's gonna make that move now. Honda's picking up. He's gonna get out of my way, or am I going around him? Going around him. I ran out of memory on my phone. I did it again. So it's all good. I came home. It's the next day from when I recorded that, but I ran out of memory in the POV. And I messed with some stuff on my phone, and I figured out where to get everything. I started using the iCloud drive, so that's gonna work a little bit better for when it comes to uploading videos. I already uploaded the first and second half of the POV for this video, which is crazy because it usually takes me like 2 days to do that. So I'm gonna upload this right now. I'm gonna finish off this video with this. This is gonna be my outro. This video, hopefully, if I covered it correctly, I was trying to cover like the reliability and the running costs of the car. That was the goal of the video. Hopefully I did the best I could. Again, I've only owned the car for, I said 7 months. I look back, it's been like 10 months. I've had the car for like 10 months. That's all right though. Close to a year, but I don't know the full running cost yet, but hopefully that gives you a good idea. This was for, I think, Govinder Brar was the guy who commented under my video. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I'm not, but he was the one who commented under the video and gave me this idea, so I recorded it for you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching once again. Drop a like, sub up if you're liking the content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.